that's the kicker, I think, about Flare Finance. I remember talking to a dev recently, and it's public knowledge, so it's not something that I can't share, is that they were saying that when Flare Finance launches, they're going to have $100 million pumped into their liquidity pools. Like $100 million is a lot of money. Like some of the yield funds you farm on can be as low as $500,000 or $600,000 and can max out at $1 million. But if you've got $100 million just put in by the team, they're expecting some high volumes. They're expecting some big players to come in there and play. Yeah, you've got potentially $100 million put into these pools, and it's one of their biggest things is KYC, AML. That's also going to attract a lot of high net individuals because it's safe. Yeah, it's safer anyway than some of the anonymous decentralized exchanges that can just disappear overnight with your money.
So Flare Finance has a KYC element to it?
Yes.
Okay. I said that on one of my live streams, and somebody got upset with me, and we dug through some of the stuff, and I said Flare. I didn't say Flare Finance, and I found like Securitize that worked with Flare, and they on the Securitize side, they required KYC and AML. So you're saying Flare Finance requires KYC and AML? Okay.
From my understanding, yeah. Look, I could be wrong, but I've seen it discussed there.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. If that's true, you're right. There's going to be more confidence in that system, like versus yam farming or whatever farming that's got just the money aspect alone. 100 million's a huge amount. Like right now, the coins that I'm buying, right, the coins that are way in the back that I'm buying just for speculative gains, they've got probably like 145,000 to 100,000, like just really super small liquidity. It's just nothing like 100 million. So right out the gate, they're going to be on like page 2 or 3, just in their market cap alone. So that is absolutely huge. And then with that liquidity, more people can join up and have confidence. I know I have more confidence in a DeFi system that's on page 1, page 2.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I'll flip this over. So yeah, this was the main page. So this is the farm that you'd farm on. So the UI, it didn't have a dark mode on here. Actually, it did have a dark mode, but it's very, very similar to most. So you've got Y-Flare there, that Y-Flare pool, which is single stake. So from that there, the APYs are massive. Whether they're accurate or not is debatable. But the APYs, so annual percentage yield, was quite high. But that there, you can just put your Y-Flare in there. And this pool over here, XL, you earn YFin as well, single staking. There was many, many more, and this is just a screen scrap that I can't scroll down on because I didn't want to show the URL. We weren't allowed to show the URL at all. For the swap, very similar to what Uniswap is, the same type of interface. But some of the data in the middle there was quite good, letting you understand, and that moved in real time, letting you know the variance in price, up or down, and so forth. That was really good. So that was the pool. This is the swap. And then this one here was interesting to play with. I hadn't actually played with anything like this, wrapping up tokens in a cross-chain asset bridge. This is what we'll have to use in order to get our Spark and our XRP in there. So we'll have to wrap our tokens to make them interactable or interactive on the exchange. So,
all right, everybody, welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off with this set of clips from this interview with Ocean and Mr. Darren Moore Jr. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. There's some very interesting type production videos. I like the style and creativity of what he does. It's good work, so I would check it out. And definitely watch this full interview if you want to learn more about, basically yield farming and DeFi and all that stuff, the ecosystem, what's going on, what to expect. Just a very good conversation. Overall, it's not something I'm too familiar with, just because it seemed like it's, came out as kind of like the new hot thing, right? Just the trend. So I wasn't too excited, especially with things like pancake and sushi and yam, and I don't know. It just seemed kind of like copycat clones of Uniswap, and everyone's just jumping in and trying to make a quick buck. All right, so there's always going to be your winners and your losers, but I think Flare is going to be massive. That's why I wanted to talk about this real quick, show you the interface and so on. You can see Flare is basically going to be like a Uniswap for the XRP. So what I showed you was Flare Finance, right? There's Flare Networks and there's Flare Finance, right? But Flare Finance is kind of going to be like the Uniswap for the XRP and Flare ecosystem. Right? It's going to allow everyone to do all this yield farming and so on. But what catches my attention, right, just as they mentioned, is there's going to be $100 million in liquidity added to the platform as soon as it launches. All right, and as they said, that's massive compared to what you're normally seeing with these new projects. And not only that, they have a KYC element as well. So like they said, that's going to attract, bigger players in. Because ultimately, it's going to be hard to fight against the KYC and all that stuff. A lot of people want to go through loopholes and go work their way around the system. But in the end, it's going to be hard to beat the guys that make the rules. All right, so we'll see how this all plays out. But to me, the more I learn about Flare, the more massive I think it's going to be. Like, it's just very interesting to me. I'm going to continue to do more research and keep you guys updated with what I see. So also, real quick, if you want to follow Darren on Twitter as well, it's at Fame21More. So definitely follow him there and subscribe to his YouTube. All right. But another reason, right? Very easy to see why, these projects are going to start porting away from Ethereum, and along with the customers, the retail. Because who wants to do this, right? Who wants to pay $250 in gas fees? We're supposed to be innovating the system, making it cheaper, right? Everything's supposed to be fast and efficient. This is not fast or efficient. It's slow and expensive, right? So this is going away. Ethereum is going to have to execute Ethereum 2.0. It's going to have to roll it out. It's got too many projects right up on it right now. You got Avalanche, you got Polkadot, you got Cardano that's coming for them. Obviously now Flare Networks. So going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, but to me it is guaranteed that Ethereum fails unless it can scale. Simple as that. All right, so Flare is coming. Very interesting project, and I get more excited every time I hear about it, and I'm so glad I got airdropped a bunch of free Flare. All right, moving on with the XRP news. All right, so I wanted to talk about a few topics that people have been covering. First and foremost, former SEC official says there's a good chance the agency loses its case against Ripple and XRP. All right, so Joseph Hall says that the case is pretty astonishing. And what he used to do, he was a former U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission executive. Anyways, he argues that a judge reviewing the lawsuit is likely to be influenced by the fact that the case doesn't seem to have been involving any imminent investor harm. The judge just might say, if XRP was a problem, you have known about it since 2012, why now? What is going on here? So I think we start out with the XRP case with a factual posture that may not be the best for the SEC. So I think there's a good chance, I can't give you a percentage on that, but I think there's a good chance that the SEC loses this one. All right. He also argues that the regulatory body's lawsuit against Ripple highlights the overall need for clarity in the crypto asset industry. All right, another quote, frankly, if they lose it at the district court and they don't settle, they'll surely appeal it to the Second Circuit. They could end up with a ruling that makes it very difficult for them to exercise any authority at all over the entire crypto space. All right, so those 2 points make it this whole thing very interesting to me, and it aligns with what I've been thinking, right? So this point right here, they could end up with a ruling that makes it very difficult for them to exercise any authority at all over the entire crypto space. And also, he said that the lawsuit against Ripple highlights the overall need for clarity in the crypto asset industry. So, is it a coincidence that on Jake Clayton's last day, they slapped this not so great put together lawsuit against the wealthiest company in crypto that has all these former SEC members fighting the case for them, lawyers and so on, basically like guaranteeing that they lose the case? Was it all on purpose so that they end up with a ruling that makes it very difficult for them to exercise any authority at all over the entire crypto space? Potentially. This is kind of what I've been thinking. It seemed, you can just tell on the surface there's something odd about this, right? So what's the reason, right? If they pitch this awful lawsuit that they know they're going to lose, and then it's going to make it so that the crypto space kind of runs free from the SEC, was it on purpose? Who knows? We'll see. Maybe it was. All right. Moving on. All right, so want to talk about this as well, right? From Anders L. This could be big. Consider how conservative banks are, right? You gotta think about this point, right? So what he's referring to is that RippleNet is now a SOC 2 certified company or product per se, right? So why is this important? Let's read the details. So first and foremost, the RippleNet cloud enabled dozens of financial institutions to modernize their core payment infrastructure faster and more cost efficiently than legacy on-premise solutions. RippleNet Cloud has only been growing, making it uniquely positioned to help financial institutions deploy modern payment infrastructure in as little as 5 weeks, more than twice as fast as on-premise deployment. So basically, RippleNet Cloud, you can get them up and going, these financial institutions, in 5 weeks, right? And why does this matter? RippleNet's product suite ensures the highest standard in safety, security, and privacy. As a testament to this, it has been awarded the sought-after System and Organization Controls 2 certification, right? So basically, it's SOC 2 are a set of reports carried out by an independent CPA to certify excellence in security and privacy. SOC 2 reports offer valuable information with regard to an organization's security capabilities, so users can assess risks and be confident in the services performed by the certified provider. All right. So most people in crypto are just like, whatever, what does this even matter? What is SOC 2? I don't care about it. Well, what it is it's legitimizing the product of RippleNet Cloud. It's making it user-friendly for financial institutions. All right, they're not going to adopt these new fintech products if they don't see any legitimacy out there. If you came to them and you're like, hey, we got to integrate Pancake Swap, well, it doesn't sound very attractive. Oh, well, what about RippleNet Cloud that's SOC 2 certified? They're like, okay, I'm listening, right? But, people just don't get it out there, right? Like this guy, for instance, SOC 2, bare minimum cert guys. They should have been SOC certified in their first year of business, whatever. And I said, right, people always so dismissive. Seriously though, name another crypto company or project that has a product such as RippleNet Cloud that's SOC 2 compliant, right? How do you get connected to all the money? You build the bridge from the old system to the new system and make it easy to use. And that's what this is, all right? They're just legitimizing what they do. They are becoming one with the traditional finance system. That's how you connect to them. Why else is this important? Well, because Ripple executives say that 20% of RippleNet transactions occur using XRP. So there you go. RippleNet uses XRP. Another one. All right, so got a couple more dots to connect here for you. It seems like people aren't reiterating some of the main points that need to be stated, right? So Ripple client Volante Technologies joins Fed Reserve's FedNow payments pilot. Ripple customer Volante Technologies, which is one of the leaders in the sphere of cloud-based payments and financial messaging, has spread the word that it will take part in creating the FedNow service, a pilot of payment service of the U.S. Federal Reserve that is going to improve payments for all banks and retail users. Okay, so FedNow, is working with Volante Tech, who's a Ripple client. Well, if you don't remember, this article came out last year in August, right? FedNow aimed at transforming the U.S. payment system, approved by the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. Right? Only wanted to show you one little section down here so you can remember, right? ISO 20022 is the messaging standard that FedNow proposes to use. The ISO 20022 is a monster standard, more of a union of all the financial message types in existence today, pushed forward by all the interested parties. Okay, well, who are these interested parties? Come over here to the registration management group member list, and they have 37 delegations from the following member entities. The FTC, we've heard of them before. DTCC, heard of them before, right? Don't know what Euroclear is, but that's okay. European Central Bank, MasterCard, Nacha, also involved with Ripple, Swift, Visa, Bank of England, oh, and then RippleNet. All right, and then the member list going down. Everybody, right? Bank Austria, UniCredit, Bank of England, Payments Canada, People's Bank of China, CFTC again, China International Payment Service Corporation, the Danish Bankers Association, MasterCard, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, European Central Bank. All right, you guys get it, right? Swift's in there as well. Bank of Korea, MasterCard. There's RippleNet. JP Morgan Chase, Bloomberg, Visa once again. You see any other crypto related project? Just saying, guys. Kind of need to stop overthinking this. Right in front of our faces. Get rid of your bias. Get rid of what you want to happen. And just start opening your eyes to what is happening. Because what is happening is XRP and Fleur Networks are positioning themselves to just completely take over this crypto space. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.